If you're over 60, the first 30 minutes after waking up could be the most dangerous time of your day. Not because of your diet, not because of your exercise, but because of 7 tiny morning habits that quietly push your brain and heart toward a stroke without you realizing it. Here's the scary part. Research shows that nearly 90% of strokes in seniors strike during the early morning hours, often in people who thought they were doing everything right. Just last month, George, a healthy 71-year-old from Texas, went to bed feeling fine. He woke up at 6 a.m., stood up as usual, and within seconds, his speech slurred and his right arm went limp. No warning, no pain, no chance to prepare. By the time the ambulance arrived, his life had already changed forever. You feel perfectly fine, just starting your day. Until one morning, you can't lift your arm, your words don't come out right, or your balance suddenly vanishes. And when it strikes, you don't get many chances to fight back. That's why here at Senior Health Wisdom, we're exposing the 7 most dangerous morning mistakes that could silently raise your stroke risk, and how you can fix each one naturally, starting tomorrow, without medications or complicated routines. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know the small changes that can cut your morning stroke risk by nearly 50% and help you feel sharper, steadier, and healthier every single day. Number 7. Skipping water first thing. While you sleep, your body slowly loses water through breathing and perspiration. By the time you open your eyes, you've gone 6, 7, maybe even 8 hours without a sip. Your blood is thicker, your circulation is slower, and the silent risk of clots creeping through your veins is rising before you've even had breakfast. This is why so many strokes strike in the early hours. George, a healthy 71-year-old from Texas, felt perfectly fine the night before. But each morning, he skipped that first glass of water, rushing straight for his pills and coffee. One morning, he stood up to greet the day, and within seconds, his right arm went limp. His words slurred. A transient ischemic attack, a mini-stroke, hit before he could even understand what was happening. It's not just about thirst. When your blood thickens overnight, those first waking minutes become a perfect storm for poor circulation. Your heart has to pump harder, your arteries strain, and tiny clots that would normally dissolve can suddenly become dangerous. The good news? There's a simple way to change this. Pour yourself 1 glass of warm water the moment you wake up. Squeeze in a little lemon for circulation and a pinch of natural sea minerals to replace what your body lost overnight. This tiny habit helps thin your blood naturally, wakes up your brain, and gives your heart the smooth start it needs. It's one of the easiest steps for stroke prevention, and it can make all the difference in how you feel through the day. And while something as simple as a glass of water can protect your brain, the very next habit most older adults rely on could be quietly doing the opposite. Number 6. Coffee on an empty stomach. Caffeine triggers adrenaline, raises heart rate, constricts vessels, thickens they. You might not think twice about it, but reaching straight for that first cup of coffee before you eat anything could be quietly stressing your brain and your heart. For decades, it's been the ritual. Roll out of bed, hit the coffee maker, sip that steaming cup before the world wakes up. But here's what your body feels. Caffeine surges through your system. Adrenaline spikes, your heart rate jumps, your blood vessels tighten, and your blood becomes just a little thicker. For a younger body, that surge might be nothing more than a boost of energy. But for a senior, whose arteries have already lost some of their natural flexibility, it's like tapping on fragile glass again and again until a crack forms. That sudden tightening, especially in the early morning when your circulation is already sluggish, can trigger a transient ischemic attack, a mini-stroke, with no warning at all. Take Martha, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Florida. Every morning before she even sat down to breakfast, she'd drink 2 large mugs of coffee. She thought it kept her sharp and alert. One morning, her hands began to tremble. Her chest felt tight. She brushed it off as anxiety, but within minutes she was on her way to the hospital, her doctor warning that her blood pressure had surged into dangerous territory. You don't have to give up coffee, far from it, but protect your brain and heart by changing the order. Start with a glass of water, even a light snack like a boiled egg, half an avocado, or a handful of walnuts. Then enjoy your coffee slowly, 1 moderate cup, not 3. By giving your body something gentle first, you soften that adrenaline surge, keep your arteries calm, and still enjoy the ritual you love. But what happens next, what you put on your breakfast plate after that coffee, can be even more dangerous because it hides a risk most seniors never notice until it's too late. Number 5, salty breakfast. Most people think their breakfast is harmless, maybe even healthy. A slice of whole grain toast, a light cereal, or a quick breakfast bar. But here's the trap. Many of these foods hide more salt than your body needs in an entire morning. And for seniors, the timing couldn't be worse. After a full night's sleep, your blood is already thicker, your vessels tighter, and your circulation slower. Now imagine pouring a shaker of salt into that mix. The sodium pulls water into your bloodstream, raises your volume of blood, and suddenly your heart has to pump harder, forcing that thicker blood through vessels that are already a little stiff with age. The pressure rises, not just in your chest, but in the delicate capillaries of your brain. Tiny vessels that can't handle that morning surge. That's when dizziness, headaches, or even a stroke can strike. Think of it like trying to push heavy, sludgy water through a narrow, brittle pipe. The more pressure you add, the more likely that pipe is to crack. That's what sodium overload does to your arteries every morning when breakfast becomes a salt bomb without you realizing it. But this is easy to fix. Keep your entire breakfast under 300 milligrams of sodium. Skip the instant oatmeal packets and processed cereals. Instead, make plain oatmeal topped with fresh berries and a sprinkle of unsalted seeds. Or try a boiled egg with vegetables, or a simple banana spinach smoothie for steady energy and heart protection. These meals nourish without stressing your vessels, helping you avoid that dangerous morning pressure spike. Of course, what you eat is only half the story. The real danger comes next, from what you don't do with your body right after waking, a habit that quietly pushes your stroke risk even higher. Number 4, staying sedentary. Your body spends 7 or 8 hours at complete rest while you sleep. Blood flow slows, your muscles go still, and cholesterol particles, those tiny bits of fat, tend to settle along your vessel walls. When you wake up and stay seated, still motionless, it's like letting that heavy fluid sit in your pipes longer, thickening and building up pressure in silence. For most seniors, it feels harmless. Sit with your coffee, scroll the news, maybe watch TV before breakfast. But this is exactly when your circulation needs a gentle push. Without it, your blood stays sluggish, your cholesterol lingers, and the risk of an ischemic stroke, the kind caused by a blocked vessel, quietly grows. Linda, a 68-year-old from California, lived this routine every day. She'd wake up, move straight from her bed to her favorite chair, and stay there for an hour before getting ready. She felt fine, until the morning she stood up too quickly and the room spun. Her cholesterol had climbed silently, and her sluggish morning circulation nearly triggered a mini-stroke. It doesn't take much to turn things around. Just 10 minutes of slow walking, even if it's just pacing through your hallway, can wake up your circulation and move cholesterol along before it hardens into something dangerous. Pair it with 2 minutes of gentle neck and shoulder stretches to open the blood vessels feeding your brain. These tiny motions act like a pump, pushing oxygen and nutrients where they're needed most. Think of it this way. Your body is like a pond after a still night. Stir the water gently, and everything flows clear again. Leave it still, and things begin to stagnate. Movement first thing is your stir, and it might just save your brain. And while movement helps restart your circulation, what many seniors put on their plate right afterward can undo all that progress, especially when sugar and refined carbs sneak in. Number 3, sugary refined carb breakfasts. White carbs and sugars spike insulin, make blood sticky, push LDL oath. Breakfast is supposed to fuel your morning, but for many seniors, it quietly turns into a trap. A bowl of sugary cereal, a pastry, or even healthy white toast with jam feels comforting and quick. But inside your body, these refined carbs and sugars create chaos. The moment you eat them, your blood sugar spikes. Your pancreas rushes to release insulin, a hormone meant to help your cells absorb that sugar. But here's what most people don't realize. Every time insulin surges, it changes the texture of your blood, making it thicker and stickier. That sticky blood doesn't just move slowly, it grabs LDL cholesterol, pulling it into the walls of your arteries like glue. Over time, those sticky patches harden into plaques, narrowing your vessels and making it far easier for a clot to block blood flow to your brain. Think of it like pouring syrup down a straw. At first, it flows. But each morning you repeat the same thing, and layer after layer, the walls get coated, narrowing the passage until one day, nothing can get through. That's how a seemingly harmless sweet breakfast can fuel a future stroke. The fix isn't complicated, but it takes awareness. Swap the refined carbs for whole grains like steel-cut oats or sprouted grain toast. Pair them with protein like eggs or Greek yogurt, and add healthy fats like avocado or walnuts. These foods digest slowly, keep your blood sugar steady, and help your arteries stay clean and flexible. You'll feel fuller, steadier, and protect your brain at the same time. Even with better food choices, though, your blood vessels still need something critical every morning to stay flexible, open, and strong. Something most seniors are unknowingly missing. Number 2. Lack of key minerals. Every morning, your blood vessels face a challenge. They need to relax and open so blood can flow easily to your brain and heart. But for millions of seniors, this doesn't happen, not because of too much salt or sugar, but because their bodies are starved of two essential minerals, magnesium and potassium. These two minerals are like natural lubricants for your arteries. They keep your vessel walls soft and flexible, help balance the sodium in your system, and prevent those sudden morning spikes in blood pressure that strain your heart and brain. Without them, your arteries behave differently. They tighten, stiffen, and become as rigid as old rusty pipes. Blood struggles to flow, pressure rises, and your risk of stroke silently climbs, even if your diet seems okay. The tricky part is, many seniors eat diets that are easy to chew and digest, but low in these nutrients. White bread, mashed potatoes, processed meats, while skipping the foods that actually supply the minerals their vessels desperately need. The fix is simple but powerful. Add a banana or a handful of leafy greens to your breakfast. Sprinkle pumpkin seeds or almonds over oatmeal. Slice up half an avocado for healthy fats and potassium, or include a small bowl of plain yogurt for a gentle boost of both minerals. These tiny additions don't just nourish you, they help your arteries relax, your blood pressure settle, and your brain get the oxygen it needs to stay sharp. And finally, that brings us to the most overlooked and most dangerous morning mistake of all. Number 1. Ignoring early warning signs. The most dangerous habit of all isn't something you do. It's something you ignore. Every morning, thousands of seniors experience subtle warnings from their brain and dismiss them. A sudden wave of dizziness, numbness in one arm or leg, blurred vision, or a few seconds where the words just don't come out right. These episodes often last only a minute or two, so most people brush them off as fatigue, a bad night's sleep, or simply getting older. But these moments are not harmless. They're called transient ischemic attacks, or mini-strokes. And they're one of the clearest warning signs your brain can give before a major, life-changing stroke hits. Ignore them, and you may lose your chance to prevent disaster. The truth is, when your brain sends these signals, every second matters. The safest thing you can do is write down exactly what happened. When it started, how long it lasted, and what you felt. Check your blood pressure immediately. And most importantly, call your doctor the same day, even if you're feeling fine now. Many strokes can be prevented if these early warnings are taken seriously. Think of it like a smoke alarm in your house. You wouldn't just turn it off and go back to bed. You'd find out where the smoke is coming from. Your brain deserves the same care. If you've stayed with me this long, it means you're serious about protecting your brain, your balance, and your independence. So let's bring everything together into a simple 15-minute morning routine. These steps aren't gimmicks or quick fixes. They're rooted in how your blood, your cells, and your brain actually work. And even if you start with just 2, research shows you can cut your morning stroke risk by almost half. The first thing your body needs is hydration. But not just any hydration. After hours of sleep, your blood is thicker, your brain cells are slightly dehydrated, and your heart has to pump harder to get oxygen where it needs to go. A single glass of warm water, about 8 to 12 ounces, thins your blood naturally and gently wakes up your digestive and circulatory systems. Add a squeeze of lemon to stimulate gentle detox and a tiny pinch of natural mineral salt, not table salt, to restore electrolytes lost through overnight breathing and perspiration. This is like turning on the faucet in your body, getting everything flowing smoothly again before you add any fuel. Once your body is hydrated, the next step is to calm the stress response that naturally surges in the morning. Many seniors wake up with higher cortisol, the stress hormone, even if they feel relaxed. Cortisol is your body's morning alarm bell, but when it stays high, it tightens your blood vessels and raises your pressure. That's why 5 minutes of slow, deliberate breathing can be so powerful. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4, breathe out for 4. Repeat. As you do, picture your arteries opening like soft, flexible tubes, letting blood glide smoothly instead of pounding through like a fire hose. With each breath, your heart rate slows, your cortisol drops, and your vessels relax, a chemical reset before your day even begins. Next, target the area most people forget, your neck and shoulders. This is where the main arteries carry blood to your brain, and tension here can pinch off circulation without you even realizing it. Spend just 2 minutes rolling your shoulders slowly, shrugging them up and down, and gently circling your head in each direction. No sharp movements, no strain, just smooth, easy motions that open space for blood to reach your brain. Think of it as untangling a kinked hose. Once it's clear, everything flows. Now it's time to wake up your circulation fully. A 10-minute walk at a slow, comfortable pace, even if it's just around your home, can stir your muscles, push cholesterol particles out of stagnant corners in your blood vessels, and get oxygen-rich blood up to your brain. If you can walk outside, the natural light helps reset your body clock, improving your energy and sleep cycles. If balance is a concern, simply march in place near a wall or counter for support. The goal isn't to work up a sweat, it's to gently tell your body, wake up, everything needs to move now. Finally, nourish your system the way it was designed to be fueled. Skip the sodium-heavy, sugar-loaded breakfast foods that sneak pressure into your arteries. Instead, build your plate around steady, brain-friendly energy. 1 boiled egg or a small serving of Greek yogurt for protein, half an avocado or a few walnuts for healthy fats, a handful of leafy greens or a banana for potassium and magnesium, and a small portion of whole grains like steel-cut oats or sprouted toast to keep your blood sugar stable. These foods don't just fill your stomach. They feed your vessels, your nerves, and your brain cells in the way your aging body can still use best. Even if this feels like a lot, here's the good news. You don't need to master it all at once. Start with 2 of these habits tomorrow. Maybe the glass of water and the breathing, or the neck stretches and a better breakfast. Your body will respond, whether you're 60, 70, or 80. Within days, you'll feel steadier on your feet, clearer in your thoughts, and more in control of your mornings. And if you're wondering where to start, just pick one habit to change tomorrow. Your brain and your heart will thank you for it, and so will the people who love you. At 60, 70, even 80, your body is still listening, quietly, patiently, to how you treat it each morning. Those first 30 minutes are not just minutes. They're the steering wheel for the rest of your day. What you drink, how you breathe, whether you rise slowly or rush, whether you move or sit still, these choices write the script for your brain, your heart, and your independence. Ignore the whispers, that subtle dizziness, the stiffness, the heaviness in your chest, and these small habits will slowly take what matters most: your balance, your memory, the freedom to live life on your own terms. But when you listen and you act, everything changes. A single glass of water, 5 deep breaths, a slow stretch to release the tension in your neck and shoulders, 10 quiet minutes of movement, and a breakfast that fuels your cells instead of stressing them. These are not just routines. They are lifelines. They are your way of telling your body, I hear you, I'm here, and I'm taking care of you. It's never too late. Even if you start with just one habit tomorrow, your body will answer you. You'll feel steadier when you rise. Your blood pressure will ease. Your mind will sharpen. And most of all, you'll know, with every morning you choose differently, that you're giving yourself more time, more clarity, and more freedom to live the life you love.